Well, as demand for childcare outpaces supply, businesses and families are looking for new solutions. One company answering the demand is Kids & Company, with more than 150 locations across North America. Here to talk about that rising demand is the CEO of Kids & Company, Victoria Sopik. Victoria, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, what makes your company unique? How are you working with companies to provide daycare?
You know what? Kids & Company is almost 25 years old. Next year's our 25th anniversary. And so for that period of time, we've been working with companies to provide childcare. Companies become corporate clients. It's pretty low cost. It's kind of like having a membership at a golf club or a Good Life. And then we provide guaranteed childcare backup and also regular childcare for their employees.
And it must be striking a difficult balance, because I imagine it's ebbs and flows at companies for the kids that are needing this, the demand for it.
Yeah, it does. I mean, people in Canada have a really long mat leave, right? It's usually a year. And so we know in advance. We try to get them a spot within 6 months. So once they've, had the baby or they're expecting the baby, we can plan it. And it's a little bit like a doctor booking for an appointment. We book people in. We have like a massive online portal. We book people in, and they know they're going to have a spot for childcare. Like right now, we're booking for next September. So we have 3,000 spaces that we're securing spots for next September. So it's great comfort for parents, because many times you hear about them being on a wait list, not knowing if they're going to have childcare. And so for us, they can have that guaranteed spot with us, and they know they have it.
All right. And Colin, you're like me. Kids are grown, but you've got questions as well.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And so that sounds like it's changed quite a lot from the way it was a number of years ago. Perhaps you could tell us about how daycares have evolved and changed, I guess, both in terms of you spoke to the getting involved with companies, but also in terms of the experience for children.
Yeah, no, it's a great question. And I think what's most important is with technology. We've had a technology platform for, maybe the last 10 years or so. The parents log in, they apply for their child to attend. They can, pay online. They have access to cameras where they can watch their children all day long. They get reports about diaper changing and, most importantly, what their child's learning. So are they learning about colors, about artists? What are they working on? And it's all delivered to them during the day, throughout the day at real time. And then they can save it and access it. So it's like a portfolio of pictures of their child as to what they've done in childcare. So it's a great change, and it allows as I say, the corporate clients to feel comfort in knowing that they have this for their children. We also have something called an emergent curriculum, which is a curriculum based on the cues of the child, how they learn. And that's new and different from when, you and I would have gone to childcare school when it was very theme-based. So it's very different.
It sounds like any company, you have to be evolving to stay ahead of the curve.
100%, yeah. And childcare was one of the last things. I think there's still some what I would call old school childcare that were, it's more pencil and paper. They have their waiting list where you would hear about, I'm going on a childcare waiting list. We're lucky we've been able to be very new and innovative. Even now, I still feel that we're new and innovative. And we have 5,000 employees and childcare across North America, and so we're very lucky to be able to have come in, and we copied a few companies, to be honest, in the U.S. that were doing, there's something called Bright Horizons, a large company that's doing corporate childcare. We realized there was nothing like that in Canada when we started, and that was, in 1999, so a long time ago.
Colin?
Oh, yes, and also I'm sorry, I just had another question for.
All right, I'll jump in here.
I forgot. I apologize.
No worries. I've had this happen, Colin, all the time. Don't worry about it. I just want to. What's it like trying to cater, because you're a larger company? What's it like? Are you using AI, and is it helping you cater to different regions and different locations?
Yeah, it's so interesting. We're trying to learn more and more about it, and we're trying to obviously use AI to help us market and, get information in the hands of the right parents. We have, robust summer camp programs and camp for older children. And so we're trying to use that to help us with our digital online advertising and with our messaging, and also with our communications to parents. But, it's all about understanding more and more what it can do for every business out there, I think. So it's a great question. The other thing that I was going to, say, is that, childcare it's become very, for us, the really new and innovative thing is having childcare become a benefit for employees because of the companies they work for. And that's something that, prior to that, it was like, we don't tell you where to go to the dentist. We don't tell you where to the doctor. Why would we tell you where to go for childcare? But we changed that. And that's what we're really proud of. 25 years ago when we started going to companies, we started saying to them, you care about where your employees go for childcare, or not where they go, just that they have childcare. Because if they do, then they'll come back to work after mat leave. And you invested a lot of time and energy in this employee, so you want them to be back. And there was a huge lack of childcare, and as you may recall from when your kids were young. So being able to meet those needs was a significant win for us. Thank you.
And it really engages the companies too, and probably
Yes.
and helps build loyalty between the company and its employees.
100%. And the only thing is, if there's a problem, which obviously can happen when you have, thousands of people, thousands of things, we don't just hear from the parent, we also hear from the company. So it makes us double responsible, which is a good ladder to be on or whatever. Thank you.
And I imagine, everybody's talking about AI, but the reality is you're a bricks and mortar.
Yes.
Kids aren't in the interweb, so
Yes.
but you just can't ship them off to a website. How do you manage those expenses?
When we started Kids and Company, it's interesting. One of our first, we were going around to people, talking to sort of very smart people that knew about what was going to happen in business, and was this a good idea to invest, because as you say, it's millions of dollars to open every childcare center, which usually the landlord, significant contributor if they don't pay for the whole building. But when we were asking people what they thought, they said it's one of the few businesses that will not be taken over by robots. And I was reading online about doctors and surgery being done by robots, and just the other day, and it was reflected for me, and I thought it's true. We won't be able to have children taken care of by robots, so maybe it will be one of the holdout industries.
Well, you've clearly never seen the Jetsons, though. Okay, Victoria, we have to go now. But thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you
Appreciate
for
it.
joining us. We appreciate it. Victoria Sopik is the CEO of Kids and Company.